Hi, everybody. Welcome to Ideas Matter. Bobby, welcoming you on board. Ideas Matter, a channel on YouTube where only ideas matter. Ideas about how we think that we can make see the world get better. So we think that these ideas, when we send them out, could bear fruits, could be like seeds that are planted. They can bear fruits. So we here we care about all the humans, because here we're talking about how different races on the earth, we can live together, can help each other, at some point, so we can live in some kind of harmony, in some kind of peace, because this world belongs to everybody. This world belongs to everybody, even if it were to be just one continent. So we all are humans, created by nature or by God, as other people will believe, or by nature or by some kind of ways. So, but as humans, we are all bound to live together. So we want to focus more on those areas, places where people are suffering, people are in pains, and we see how other countries, we want to see how other countries can help, other continents can help other continents, other countries can help other countries. So when we see life of people improved, that is what should make us happy. So today we want to talk about to people of different countries, different continents, how they can be able to help their countries, help their country leaders, their presidents, and those in power, to be able to govern them well. It should not only be complaining. And of course, we want to focus more about our backgrounds, because we don't want to sound like we're dictating to people of other continents. We want to talk about where we come from and where we master the situation better. So it shouldn't be like we're provoking a situation or some situation in some countries. So today we want to emphasize more about still about Africa, citizens of Africa, different countries. We should not only blame our leaders, complain, and doing nothing to help the situation. So because there needs to be some kind of balancing of equation. Because when the power is too much in one person's hand, the leader or those in power, those few people in power, the weight goes down. The masses suffer. So what role can the masses, the people who are being governed, what can they do to help the government, or to make sure the government does not take some kind of decision that affect the countries and affect them, and then they suffer. So today we want to emphasize more on the people, the citizens, and the African people. Now, let us look at, first of all, the family, where everything begins. The children in the family. Every child, tell yourself that if there was to be a better child, a good child in that family, it should be you. That decision should start from the family. The husband or the father of the house decide that if there were to be any good father in that community where you live, in that country where you live, in the world, it should be you. If there were to be a better housewife, it should tell yourself, that woman or that girl, that female child, it should be you to take care of the children. We were a model. The world was looking up to us. At some point, because of greed and hatred and envy and all of this, we failed to stand together. That center, that the things that held us together, we began to give our ears to intruders, the Europeans, the people who came to colonize us. We became fools fighting each other, and then that's how we find ourselves where we are today. Are we still ruling? Look at the Moors. The Moors, who were the Moors ruling the world. The colored people who were the ones ruling the world. That's why you see black people spread out all around the world. However, we're not going to stress more on those. We want to talk about mostly about African countries. So Africans, if you as a father of the house, make sure you take care of your wife. Love your wife. That's what the Bible says. Love your wife. I may not believe in all aspects of the Bible, but that's what you people, we are so strong in the Bible. Something that Bible which did not even come to us from us. It came to us. So if there's anybody who is going to say, okay, I'm going to be the best person in my family, it should decide. Everybody decides that. You decide personally. If there's any good person in the family, it should be me. The wife, the Bible says, submit yourself to your husband, just like Christ submitted himself to God. Do we still submit ourselves to our husbands? Your husband has not yet said one word. You have said two, you have said three, you have said four. Now, you see, everything goes disarray. That respect, that understanding. Listen, to every woman, there is no man who feels safe having a wife, his woman sleeping behind, having a woman sleeping behind him, whom he doesn't trust, whom he cannot depend on, he cannot trust for his safety, for his future plans, for the family. In most cases, the women will say, oh, the woman's money is for the wife. If the woman's money is for herself, but the husband's family money is for the whole family. Or the man's money is for the woman, and the woman's money is for herself. I mean, imagine a situation where it's a woman that is working. Imagine a situation where the woman is earning more than the husband. I mean, why do we put a burden on man? And then finally he dies. And sometimes we ask the question, why is it that men die faster than women? And we know the answer, but we still ask them. Now, so that's at the level. So at the level of all citizens, refuse. Tell yourself, I will not accept to bribe or to be bribed to vote for those. When your future has to depend on those few old quacks, those few old people in the government who have come to power and have refused to leave. People who have refused to leave, they're changing constitutions all the time, changing constitutions to stay in power for as long as they can. So be the first person to stand up for justice. Be the first person in your community to say that if there is a bad person stealing in my community, somebody who is making my community feel unsafe, I will be the first person to report such a person. Be the first person to say, I will not be bribed, I will not bribe to vote for somebody who does not care about you. Look at the unemployment rate in your continent, in the African continent. Especially, look at where most African countries, we suffer from this. To the African leaders, decide to be the first person that you will put the interests of your country, put your country first, put your people first. I hope that other African leaders can copy what Kenyatta, the president of Kenya, and his brothers in Kenya, what they did. Decide that nobody would die because of an election. Nobody would die because of an election who has rigged an election. Let us put the lives of our people first. Let us put our country first. You keep killing yourself. If there's any leader who is going to say, no, I'm not going to be buying arms to destroy my people, declaring war on some part of your country, people fighting and killing each other. Look at the massacre that is going on in the southern Cameroons. Look at the genocide. And other African countries are watching. All the African leaders decide that any trouble that is happening anywhere, you will be the first to speak up. Because as the saying goes, what goes wrong comes round. Remember, today is Cameroon. But remember, another time will be coming. And the whole continent, the world, we are also talking out to you. When there's problem somewhere, we should try all to fix a problem. And we should not engineer those African leaders, those old people to stay in power. And they're doing things that not for the citizens of the country, not for the good of the country. African citizens, tell yourself, I will be the first to stand up against this debt, borrowing our leaders, borrowing all the time, going around and they're behaving like fools. Look at the way the citizens suffer even out there when they go. Look at racism. Our continent, which should be the most developed. Your citizens should be living in peace, in harmony, in living a high standard life. But look at how we suffer. Look at our resources being mortgaged. Our resources are being mortgaged to other countries, to other people, to other continents. Other citizens enjoy better than we do. What are we doing for ourselves? What really? You sit there complaining and we're doing nothing. Refuse to be bribed. There are some leaders, once they have corrupted, they have come to power as the leaders, they never even go out for campaigns. They steal money given to their ministers and so on to go out there corrupting the people, and then they just win an election. Before the election result even comes out, they already know the result. So people, when you find such people, determine that nobody is going to vote for such a person. Decide that those who are supporting those kind of people they should be a target, because the country suffers. Tell me how the country suffers. The country suffers because he keeps borrowing, and the money is not used to develop the country. Look at your railway system. Look at your roads. Look at your all administrative building. Look at your hospitals. Look at all of this. Where are we? African citizens. We should not only complain. Let us stand up. Let us help our leaders. Let them govern us in the right way. Look at, there is this prize, the Peace Prize, the prize normally, the Nobel laureates of 2013 that we also, for 4 consecutive years, nobody is able to win that prize. The prize provided by Mo Ibrahim, the Ibrahim Prize, which he put out there for African leaders, for the best African leader. Any African leader that had come into the country, into power, and rule, demonstrated exceptional leader qualities, and stood by the side of democracy and ruled his countries well. Not imposing enough. When you talk of exceptional qualities, it means people who have not come to power, trying to change constitution, trying to kill people, using force, and so on. Having exceptional power qualities. Once you leave power after 3 years, when you leave power 3 years after, you should be able, you will be given $5 million as a prize for ruling your country well, for promoting democracy, something that was not even ours. So we have accepted it. We were kings and queens. But when we accepted this, we should not let it be. Look at Mo Ibrahim, a Sudanese, a billionaire, somebody who takes the initiative to put out this money. You will be given $5 million as a prize for being an exceptional African leader. But for 4 years, since 2013, nobody has won it. This is 2018. If you add 4 years to 2013 up to now, this is 2018. That should be 9 years. And I think up to now, nobody has won that prize. You will be given $5 million. And every year, Mo Ibrahim will be giving you $200 million as your pension, as an African leader that has left power peacefully. Why can't we emulate some of these things? Try to decide if there is anybody that is going to win that prize. African leaders, tell yourself, I will be the first person to win the prize. All this, your children, as children of Africa, I put in all this initiative to make sure that they are well governed. We don't have dictators in place. People don't suffer this much. So please, African leaders, it's time we begin to learn. All the citizens of Africa, those in the continent, when your children abroad, when they send money to you, carry out some infrastructure, build something, carry out some business, build a house, you take the money and you squander. It's not easy out here. People don't pick money on the road. The money is not picked on the road. It's not like that. There's a lot of people go through a lot to get whatever that they get to send out there. Our girls don't see your boys, your boyfriends or whoever you're dating and so as your ATM machines. You get all the money from him and you make him suffer. The money of the man is a woman's money. The money is sweeter than the woman's money. True. That in some ways, maybe it's true. But when you do that, look at how we have become today. Look at the black race. Look at the way we have become today. Let us begin to renew ourselves. Let's begin to go back to who we were. Look at how we cannot have families living together, father and mother, divorce. Of course, they are also divorcing as well. But we should not only copy bad things. If you want to copy that, if you want to say, okay, let's compare, they're also doing that. Now, look at our countries. Look at our continent, how it is compared to theirs. Don't copy Western life. Our grandparents used to have 2 wives, 3 wives, children. They have many wives, many children. Of course, that was strength for the family because there was that unity, that bond. They were together. There was that understanding, there was that respect. But today, where is that? They have said don't accept polygamy, don't have one husband, one wife, this, that. But look at how many women are engaged women who don't have husbands. They're disturbing those who are married. This idea of the West refusing that they will only borrow money to your leaders on condition that they put same-sex marriage in their country. They implement that. That should never happen. Those same people who don't get married, they will pay money for people to go stealing other people's children and bring it to them. It's chaos. Never. That is not our culture. Our cultural values have been eroded. Now we suffer. Decide, African leaders, African citizens, decide that if there is anything that's going to change positively, it should start from you. This is me standing right here. I have decided that we have to see positive change for the generation that will come after us because we have suffered enough. I hope somebody is listening.